Directed by Ben Wheatley, Meg 2: The Trench follows a group of divers who encounter a group of ancient oceanic threats while exploring the depths of the sea. And the first Meg that came out in 2018 was one of those movies that you saw, enjoyed in theaters, and then never really thought about again. Now, how does the Meg 2 stack up? To be honest with you, it's pretty on par with the first movie, but the more that I think about it, the more I think this is the better one of the two, mainly because of the fact that when you go into a Meg movie, you just want to see cool action and the Meg devouring people on a beach, and that's exactly what Meg 2: The Trench delivers. Now, the weird thing about this movie, though, is that it's almost like two separate films put into one. You have the Meg 2, which is essentially a beach massacre. You have the Meg killing a bunch of people on a beach, which is freaking amazing. But then you also have the Trench, which sort of revolves around them going into the trench, and it treats the ocean almost like outer space in this really cool sci-fi action kind of way. And to be honest with you, I think on paper these two storylines should mesh really well, but I think with these two coming together and forming this movie, it almost makes it feel a bit jumbled and a bit of a mess. And as much as I dug the Trench storyline, it takes up a majority of the runtime. In fact, the first two acts of the movie are devoted to the Trench storyline of Jason Statham and a group of divers going down into the trench. And then the third act is when we get, the Meg massacre on the beach, and there's a ton of other oceanic creatures killing a bunch of people, and all that stuff is incredible. And I could watch an entire movie of just the Meg killing people on a beach. Case in point, that leads to the problem here, is that these are both two very good storylines, in my opinion. We have the Meg 2, where it's the shark killing people. That's entertaining, it's fun. But you also have the Trench, which is this really interesting sci-fi story. And again, I see how on paper they think these two could mesh well together, and in certain ways they do. But with that being said, I still really enjoyed Meg 2: The Trench, and when we do actually see the Meg in the movie, it looks incredible. I mean, the CGI here is top-notch, and we probably get the best digital effects of the year. The action here is also great too. Jason Statham brings some really cool hand-to-hand combat. There's one action scene in particular that takes place on an excavator belt that I thought was really solid. Not to mention, this movie is just a total blast. There's a lot of really exhilarating moments, and that third act, like the final 40 minutes of the film, is honestly great. It's some of the most fun I've had in a cinema all year. Just seeing the Meg devouring people on a beach. It was featured heavily throughout the marketing of the film, and that is really what you go to this movie to see, which is part of the reason why the Trench storyline just feels really out of place here. But once we do get to that part of the film, I mean, come on, it's great action, and it's really cool that they introduce other animals as well. We have a big octopus, and there's these little dinosaur things running around. I'm not exactly sure how those work, but still, it was great, and the fact that they set it in this resort with all these cartoonishly, unlikable rich people getting killed just made it all the more entertaining. And obviously, the Meg 2 won't be everyone's cup of tea. This movie is very cheesy, it's stupid, over the top, and there's really not much going on below the surface level. But in this movie's defense, I feel like Ben Wheatley and crew set out to make a really entertaining summer blockbuster, and that is exactly what Meg 2: The Trench is. Now, I don't think this is the type of movie that people should be clamoring about or running to the cinemas to see, but if you are someone who is interested in checking this out, or you're just looking for a movie to entertain you for 2 hours, I think Meg 2: The Trench is a good one to check out. This is a really entertaining time. It has some solid action in there, an interesting sci-fi storyline. Again, not for everyone, but me personally, I thought it was a great time. It's dumb fun. And obviously, nowhere near the best movie of the year, not even top 10, but still, it's an entertaining enough movie, and if you have seen it, definitely make sure to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated, and I'll be back very soon with some brand new content. This is Shai signing off. Peace out.